Do you remember that epic scene from Captain America where they put a skinny guy inside a machine, run some chemicals in him, and turn him into a Greek god? How epic was that scene? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in real life. In reality, you need to dedicate an entire life to get a body like that. And as you know, even putting on a little bit of muscle is no easy feat. It takes a lot of dedication and time and effort, and that's the reality. In today's video, I'll give you science-backed, fail-proof information, and all you need to do is make a commitment to yourself. Because just watching this video is of no good, alright? You need to promise to yourself that you're going to take action no matter what. Because that one little action dictates whether you remain skinny or put on the muscle that you always wanted. The choice is yours.
I am in the top 1%.
Subscribe, hit the bell icon, follow me on Instagram. Let's get started. So here's the mistake that most skinny people make. You might think you're eating a lot, but trust me, you're not. You might say, I'm binging throughout the day. I eat everything that's in my eyesight. How could I possibly be eating less than what I need to be eating? Here's the deal. You have a very fast metabolism. So whatever you eat, your body finds a way to expend that energy and you just remain the way you are. And if you make a list of everything that you eat throughout the day for 4 to 5 days, what you will say is you're eating a lot less than what you need to be eating. That is just basic science. You can never get around it. Calories in versus calories out. Alright? If you're eating more calories than you spend, you will put on weight. If you're spending more calories than you eat, you will lose weight. And that's the reality of it. No matter what anybody says or what happens in the world, that will never ever be changing. You need to eat in a caloric surplus, a moderate caloric surplus, not like eat like a huge amount of calories more than what you need to be eating. That doesn't work. That's not sustainable. You need to eat in a 10 to 15% caloric surplus. For example, if your caloric intake should be 2000 to maintain your weight, you should be eating 2200 to 2300 calories to gradually put on weight. That is a starting point. You can slowly tweak your calories, make it a little bit more, maybe eat 100 or 200 more calories. That's trial and error. Every person is different, everybody's metabolism is different. So start from 10 to 15% of a caloric surplus and then slowly keep on adding calories until you put on weight. And you need to track your weight. That's also important. After you find your maintenance calories, that is your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. If you haven't done that yet, go do that first, because unless you know what amount of calories you're burning, what you need to consume, and have a basic idea of the energy balance, there's no way in hell you're gonna change yourself. If you're serious about this, you need to find your maintenance. And after that, let's say you're increasing your calories to 15 or 10 to 15% of your maintenance. After that, what you need to do is track your weight from week to week. Your weekly average over a month should be increasing. The graph should keep going up. If it's not, you're probably not eating enough. And don't worry if your weight drops on a day-to-day basis. That happens because change in your food volume, change in the water intake, and different times of the day that you weigh yourself and all that little stuff. So day-to-day weight changes doesn't matter, but over a month, week-to-week average, your weight must be increasing. If not, you're clearly not eating enough. And that's that. You need to understand energy balance. If you're not eating enough, you're not going to put on weight. Calories in versus calories out. Remember that. With that being said, you need to weigh yourself at the same time every single day. If you weigh yourself one day after you take bath, another day after you work out, another day after you have a huge meal, another day when you haven't had anything and you just woke up, the results are going to be a lot different. It won't be accurate. So what you need to do is make sure you weigh yourself at the same time every single day. The best thing to do is, as soon as you wake up, go use the washroom, take your clothes off and weigh yourself naked. Simple. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's the best way. That's the best way to track your weight. And that's that. Now that you know how many calories you need to be consuming, let's talk about the macronutrients. That is protein, carbs and fats. We know that protein is very important. That's what builds muscle. That's what repairs your muscles. So your protein content should be fairly high, but not too high, because if you shoot up your protein content too high, what happens is it's very filling. It has a high satiety effect, which means that you're not going to be hungry and you're going to consume less food. So make sure you get sufficient carbs and fats in there. At least 20% of your calories should come from fats, 25% from protein, and remaining can be carbs. Okay, you know how many calories you should be consuming. You also know how much protein, carbs, fats, etc. you should be consuming. Now let's talk about meal timing. That is, how many meals should you have in a day? The answer is 5 to 6 meals in a day. That is, you eat every 2 to 3 hours. You're the kind of person, tell me I'm right because I know I am. You're the kind of person that cannot eat huge amounts of calories in one sitting. You prefer to binge throughout the day. Correct? I knew it. So use that to your advantage. Have multiple meals throughout the day and keep on adding calories so that you reach your caloric intake goal. And that's what's going to help you put on weight. Now that I told you about all the basics, the science, the energy balance, macronutrients and all that stuff, let's get to practical advice. What should you be eating and what should you not eat? The food you should be eating should be high in calories and nutrients, that is calorie and nutrient dense food. So these are the foods that you should be eating. Now the reason you should be eating calorie dense food is so that you can pile on the calories and that can help you be in a caloric surplus. And you need nutrient dense food so that you're not just getting blind empty calories, you're getting calories provided it contains good quality nutrition. So these are the foods you should be focusing on. And now let's talk about foods that you should be avoiding, or in the very least at least limiting the quantity by which you consume them. And these are the foods that have low calories but at the same time they're very filling and they have high satiety effect. So these are the foods. Now don't get me wrong, these are very nutritious foods and they're very nutrient dense. But the problem is they also fill you up real fast and they don't provide much calories. You can still be eating these, but make sure you focus on the calorie dense food first. And I have another great tip for you. If you find it difficult to eat your calories, what you can do is you can drink your calories. And no, I'm not talking about becoming Devdas and drinking alcohol. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You should definitely avoid alcohol, or in the very least, reduce the quantity of alcohol that you consume. I'm talking about drinking your calories in terms of protein shakes and smoothies, because they can contain a lot of calories, but at the same time, they're fast to prepare and they're easy to chug, which means you're going to get a lot of calories and it's going to be easy to consume. That's really interesting, isn't it? Now listen, I'm going to tell you a great recipe, which is a mass gainer protein shake. It contains a ton of protein, lots of quality nutrients, and also it is very, very high in calories. So this is practically a gold mine in terms of a meal for a hard gainer. And the only reason I haven't made this when I'm making this video is because I'm on a cutting diet in order to get shredded and get my abs popping, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I didn't make it, but here's the recipe anyways. It's really simple. All you need to do is mix all the ingredients together and then enjoy the drink. Pause your screen to take a screenshot. Oh my god, look at that. I've even put in the nutrition facts along with the complete recipe. The amount of effort I put in for just one video, all for you guys. Enjoy. And now let me talk about what supplements you should be using. Now this is 100% optional. You don't need to use supplements if you don't want to. Supplements are just that. They are a supplement to an already existing good quality diet. Remember that. Okay, so there's just two supplements I want to recommend to you. The first one is whey protein, which is obviously to increase your protein intake. It makes it more convenient. The second one is creatine monohydrate. Don't worry, it's not some sort of drug, alright? Creatine is the most researched supplement on the market. It's been around for a long time, and it's basically a magic pill. Yes, it is magic. It helps increase your strength, improves your performance in the gym, and it's basically magic. Maybe I'll make another video covering creatine separately, or you can just Google it. Alright, another mistake you want to avoid in terms of supplement is that don't waste your money on mass gainers. They're absolutely useless and they serve no purpose. If you want to increase your caloric intake, you can make your own protein shake or smoothie at home, like the recipe I told you earlier, and that's all you need. Mass gainers are just a way to waste your money. The only thing it's going to put on is a burden on your pocket. So avoid it, not worth it. And also don't waste your money on pre-workout supplements, because hard gainers already have a lot of stress hormones in their body and their metabolism is raging and all of that. So what happens is pre-workouts contain a lot of stimulants and that can be catabolic. It can cause muscle loss when you consume too much pre-workouts, especially as you are a hard gainer. Another very important thing you need to keep in mind is don't fast. No type of fasting is allowed. No intermittent fasting or anything else. I'm personally a person that follows intermittent fasting every single day. It works for me because I'm not a hard gainer and I'm more towards the mesomorph endomorph side, so I put on weight easily. That's why it works for me. Here's the deal though, you're a hard gainer. You should not be fasting because you already have a very fast metabolism. Your metabolism is on fire, it's ticking. So if you fast for long, your body risks losing muscle mass, and you don't want that. That's the last thing that you want. So focus on eating multiple meals throughout the day, 5 to 6 meals throughout the day. Eat every 2 to 3 hours, and that's how you put on weight. Alright boys and girls, that was today's video. I hope this gave some value to you, and now you can start putting on weight and hopefully just muscle and not fat. Talking about fat, I'll cover a video very soon talking about how you can lose fat, because there are people out there who are endomorphs who find it very easy to put on muscle mass, but at the same time they put on fat, and losing that stubborn belly fat, that's something they struggle with. So if you are that person, that video is coming out soon. Stay tuned and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what kind of content you want me to cover in the future, and until next time, take care, stay hungry.